Hello everyone, this is one short episode because I forgot that one of the buttons on the toolbar is not working. You see, unload graph is working, load graph is working, and how about clear graph? Nope. Delete graph is working because if I delete the graph, you see that the graph is gone, okay? But this button, clear graph, is not working. I have two nodes here, and if I hit it, nothing's happening. Now, if you recall in views toolbar, here is the button, clear graph. It calls on graph utils, clear graph, and we had this note here, okay? So how should we do that? If you look, when I'm setting the graph into the window, I'm doing this. Well, let's copy it and paste it. But here I will say var graph equals to singleton field, but I want to get the singleton field. And if you recall, we had it inside reflection utils. And this time it doesn't have any value, and we need to typecast it. We need to typecast it to, because this is returning an object, we want the graph schema, okay? Then we check if graph equals null, for whatever reason, return. Now, after this, we want to remove the nodes both from the graph itself and both inside the view and on the hard drive as they are. So whenever you are dealing with collections and you are going to remove stuff from the collection, you can't use for each loop. That would cause an exception happening because you are trying to change the enumeration when you are accessing the old enumeration. So you need to go for a for loop I, and let's that be, but you need to go from reverse order. So it will be graph.nodes.count, and remember, because we are zero based, we need to -1 greater than or equal to 0, and don't forget to replace that plus plus to minus minus, else you will get index out of range. Now we say var node equals to graph dot nodes at index I, and we say graph dot related graph dot nodes dot remove the node dot related node. So we are moving it from the list. Now we want to delete it. We say object, and that is Unity engine dot object dot destroy immediate. Now, as you see, it has two overloads. One of the overloads is accepting a boolean that says allow destroying assets, and that is the one we want to use. So we say node dot related node comma true. Okay, this will delete the related node from the hard drive. Now we need to do the same, but instead of related graph, we want to do it on the graph itself, that is the schema. And well, object destroy the node itself, that is the schema, from the hard drive. At the end we say asset database dot save assets and asset database dot refresh. Okay, and this will work. Now fortunately we are inside an editor solution here. Okay, that is why I can have asset database all over the place, else I had to again use reflection in another way. Now if you remember, get singleton field, and I misspelled singleton I think more than in one place, I will take a look at that later. We are sending the type of the window, the instance, because that's the singleton, and the field that we want to retrieve. Let me check the namings here fast. I'm OCD. Singleton instance, yeah, I misspelled them here. Singleton does not have E. And singleton. Singleton, and finally, I think that's the end of it. Yep. Okay, so now if I build this guy, if I go back to Unity, now I will hit this clear graph button, but take a look at here. As soon as I hit it, bam, those nodes are gone from both of them. And if I choose this guy, you see that the list of nodes are 0. At the same time, the schema list of nodes is 0. Okay, so we removed the nodes both from the list and from the hard drive. And that is the way you clear the graph. Now, and yeah, I have misspellings here too. Singleton. Here with my OCD for a few seconds. And where else? Here. Singleton. It's interesting how I have correct name here and wrong there. Anyway, hopefully that was it. Now let's see what is these guys saying. Oh yeah, it says if this, you can use null propagation like that, but it will change the syntax to question mark dot, and Unity will yell at you for that. So for time being, shut up Unity. Now the last one. Oh yeah, it's my naming. It's not in the list. Come on, typo. And apparently I can't add them into my dictionary. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Add that. And add that. Okay, cool. Now, as I said, this was a very short episode, but we had a button non-functional, and that was not acceptable for me. In next episode, I will try to actually let's see if I can manage and pull it down in this episode, because I tried it once and it blew in my face very badly. So I'm not sure if I can manage it in one go without any R&D, but let's see. Let's say I have a class that says node connection slot. Okay, and it should be serializable. Now I have both the input and the output, so I will move this guy to the side, and if I could manage it to the other side, yep, like that. Okay, now some of the methods here and there and parameters are the same. For example, these two. So I will cut it from here, I will paste it here from here, I will remove it from here, and I will extend both these methods from node connection slot. Okay, now here I need to first enter the namespaces. Now child node, it's not acceptable. I will rename it to connection node. Okay, after that we have the constructors, of course, so I can simply add the constructor without anything in it, and I will say the connection equals to new connection, and connection node equals to new list of nodes. Okay, so that will let me to remove this part. Now well, the most important thing is how I am accepting parameters and how I'm handling those parameters. This can be copied. So I will cut it from here. You will see an example of when I can't do that. So connection node, and I will remove has from here too. I know that my screen is a bit squeezed right now, but trust me, this is the best way of doing it as we are. So maybe this will help. Then we have add, we have a node, and all we are doing is using the add method on a list. So I can again cut it from there, paste it from here, connection node, okay? And I can remove it from here too. Same goes for the remove. So Control X, Control V, connection node remove. As you noticed, I'm adding more and more errors because now the code needs to be refactored, but meh. Now, has key. Was it Alt Enter? No. It was Alt Shift. No. Come on. No. Yeah. Okay. So now I need to compare these two to each other, you know, the way I'm handling this stuff. So here I'm accepting a node and an index. Then I'm looking at connection, its ID, and if the key is not null and has the value for the index, I will return that. So here I'm again accepting the node and index and looking for the key. Same, so cool with me. Control X, paste. Yeah, we need to import the link. We remove this from here. And now I want to change the naming because we don't have the parent key, we have the key here. Okay? Better naming when I'm doing refactoring anyway. So then we have add key, but add key is a bit special. If you look at the parameters, we are accepting node input here and node output there. Then we are looking into the connection list. That part is okay, but then here I'm looking at inputs, here I'm looking at outputs. Okay, of course I can, well, let's see, I can do this, you know, but then I can accept a boolean like this, bool. Or actually, let me see. Well, there is no reason to do that because one way or another I need to, well, I was thinking if I could change this guy to be the base type, but then I noticed, meh, what the heck, go to hell. So this is the only one that I will keep here. Now remove key, as you see, I accept a node. I accept a node. I just say that first, and we are doing it on the connection list, so that's the same, so why not? Cut, paste. And then any child, any parent are the same, and the reset is almost the same. So I will remove them. I will paste them here, but instead of any child, I will go for any connection. And instead of child node, we have, I think I called it connection node. Yeah. And then here again, we are resetting the connection node to a new list. Okay? So There we go. Now, by doing this, well, first of all, I reduced the amount of repetitive code, but also I introduced some errors. Okay, instead of child node, we have connection node. Instead of any child, we have any connection. And instead of parent node in the input slot, again, we have the connection node. So child and parent will be changed all over the place, okay? There we go. And we are golden now. Let's build it. It's very critical to now come back and try to make two nodes and try to connect them. If everything works, not only this will show up, but if I close Unity, and remember this is the best way to check if your assets were serialized properly. So it is being serialized, okay? And if you look in here, and which one is this one? The one that is selected or is not selected? No, that's the not selected one. So this is the selection one, and it's a child. It's the parent. So when you look to outputs, we see two outputs. The element 1 connection is 0. That's true. The element 2, however, the second element, the index 1, it has one connection, and there it is. Now, if I look into database, I see that again I have one connection and one connection node, okay? And there we go. So size 1 element is -1. Whatever it means, it means. Is that the same thing here? Element 0 -1? Let me double check it. I think I found some bug. This shouldn't be -1, this should be 1. What's going on here is that this is the input, and I'm looking at here. Yeah, this should be 1 because I'm connecting to index 1. Meh, you know. Let's go back to our code. Well, this is happening exactly here. Add key, input index, node inputs index of active input. Am I setting the active input properly? That's something that I need. Come on. to check inside node schema connection. When I'm finalizing the connection, yeah, as soon as I finished returning everything, and oh wait, what? Yeah, look at here. Oh no, okay, I'm accepting the node input. Okay, so where is it happening? Here we are doing it. And where am I doing the output here? Related node. Parent graph, active input, related input. There we go. So why the value is being -1? If the output key does not equal null, the joy of wait a second. Move it to the side so that I can compare them. Input key, output key. Connection list. I'm looking into my own connection list. That's not what I want. Yeah, that's not what I want. Yeah, you know, you should say node dot. Now we don't have the connection. Oh. Wow, such a big mistake. Yeah. How to handle it now? Wait a second, not node. Derp node. Not that. You know what I need here? I need the schema of the parent node here. So if I say comma node schema, node, oh, we don't have access to that schema? What the heck? Yeah, because node schema is into, really? Yeah, I don't have access to that. Ouch. Wait a second. Wait a second, what do you mean node doesn't have any output? Connection. Oh. No, wait. Wait. I want active input dot. Yeah, there we go. Connection dat. Derp. Build. Derping a lot there. Hopefully this will fix the issue. So if I break the connection and remake the connection, which is which now? I'm not making anything, you know. Okay, break. Yeah, that's the thing. Create again nodes. Make the connection. Ah, it's still -1. That shouldn't be. Actually, yeah, I need to somehow get the connection list of the other node. And this is what? A list of connection key. So a list of connection key, the parent list here. We want the active output. Nope. Parent graph active output dot connection dot list. And then when I'm back here, I just need, instead of this, I will say parent list dot dat. Build. For the plugins, yeah, delete both nodes, create, make a connection, and where is that thing? Interesting. Now I don't have anything again. Yeah, I have one. But here I have 0. Output key. I'm derping. I'm derping seriously here. That's not the part. Well, this is interesting. This is the output key, and we are getting that correctly. We want this part to be correct. Active inputs. On node inputs, index of this. And where am I setting the value? If output key does not equal to null, if not, we don't have key, output key add value, else list of int value equals that. And what is this? Yeah, like that. And then we set the value. So we are setting the node wrong, maybe. We are relating the node. Yeah. Of course, we are setting it wrong. Derp. You see what's going on here? If I select this guy, no, that part is correct. So yeah, I'm completely lost here for a moment. Let's see what we are doing here. If I can take these two side by side, that I can't. Wait a second, I can. Move it to the other monitor, move this guy here. There we go. Now, first, our connection node is this guy, okay? So we are saying, hey, input, related input. So we are going to the parent job, the base. Add connection node dot related node. We are adding this guy. That part is okay. Then we say add key of that guy with the active output related output. And this is the one that is wrong, not the other one around. I'm totally lost there for a second. Okay, so here, the node is the connection nodes related node. That's correct. Then we say, hey, the key equals to connection on ourselves, and that is wrong. There we go. List of that. No, actually that's the correct one. That's input. Output index equals the node that outputs index of active output. And why it's returning -1? Let's see. Debug.log, the output index build. Why is it returning -1? It shouldn't. And now I have another bug here, but -1. So here we put more debugs, debug.log, the active output dot node output is correct. Wait a second. Okay, we are doing this here. Connection node, unrelated in node, unrelated input, related input, related node. Yeah, here we go. On the schema, I don't need the connection. And what is that? Because we have the parent, that is node schema output index of parent graph active output. What am I missing here? Parent. Well, this is the node. We call it parent there. Yeah, okay. So node index of node parent graph active output build. Now it's working. Yeah. Okay. What now? Well, they are the same. God damn it. First of all, if I break, no, that was one time error. Okay. A test node, I get one, that's correct. The one that is selected, that has outputs. No, I want inputs now. Okay, I found what's going on. Huh? What? Inputs. Element 0. Where is my second input? What the? Wow. Really? I screwed that bad? Where's my test node? Phew, look at that. You see the difference? Let me show what's going on. There's the nodes here. Okay, I have two inputs here. But I have one input here. Wow. So I screwed up a lot. Index 1. Index 1. Build. No wonder. Okay. Which one is the selected one? This is the selected one. Okay, inputs, element 1, connection, value. This is the one because I'm selecting the second output. That's correct. This guy is the output one, element 1, and on index 1 of the test. That's correct. Database. Here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, too much screwing up. So first of all, node.outputs index of active output. Well, I think that would be the same, you know. If I do this and build, that would be the same. Interesting. I never noticed that one, but me. Break connection. No, -1. Oh, okay. Okay. This is getting interesting. So yeah, that was one of the errors. Node parent active output. Bam. Okay. And the other one was that I forgot to add the input 1 relationship to the node schema, you know, on the test node. That's a very important one. And do I want to make a method for this? No, actually, I think putting things like this would make more sense. Yeah. Anyway, that was some error debugging, and unfortunately I didn't make it to the point that I can go for the schema input output, but at least now I know that the I/O of our connection slot and node input and node output are clean. I could, however, as I said, go for the base here and then ask if it's an output or an input, but that would make things more complex. And now I think this should be fast. Let's see if I can make it fast. So this is node connection slot schema. And we have the node input slot, node output slot. Go to the right, go to the middle, and this guy go to the right. Okay, so first of all, make this guy serializable. Then we have all these. And yeah, so is occupied position multi-connection. This instead of parent node becomes connection node, connection and related input. Now here I will call it a related slot. There we go. That's one of the things that should remain here. Okay, so the occupied position, list of nodes, connection, and this goes. This guy, however, remains. The constructor. We have connection node equals to new list of that. Connection equals to new list that. And multi-connect equals to true. So I will remove this part and the constructor here. And before I forget, we need to extend these guys from node connection slot schema and node connection slot schema. Okay, cool. Then we have hash key. All we are asking is for a node schema and index. And we are just renaming things. Okay, so cut and paste and please. Again, wrong key. Okay. And yeah, import the link and rename this guy to key. There we go. Now remove key. Connection list remove. Connection list that. Connection list remove. Connection list first or that. Child related node ID. Parent related node ID. That's okay. Control X. V, and I need to rename this guy to node. And that is the remove key. Now add key, I will keep it again differently because although you see that I'm asking for node schema, but here I'm asking for inputs, and here I'm asking for outputs. So I need to keep them in the place. Reset any connection, has, and add. Those can be deleted from here and added to here. So reset says that connection node, connection node, connection node, and connection node. Okay. And finally reset blah 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 blah. Yeah, that. Now I have more errors here, but before jumping there, I noticed something that I didn't fix in the IO. Here I'm asking for, no, actually remove key. I added the node name there. This time it was parent. I thought it was the parent again. So the first one of these, well, again, most of them are just renamings. So any parent, oh, look at that. Okay, so instead of any parent, we have any connection. There we go. So yeah, there we go. Any connection, any connection, instead of parent node we have connection node. No, connection node. Any connection, any connection, connection node, any connection, connection node, connection node, any connection, connection node, any connection, and connection node. That's that, and the last one, okay. Now down to 28 errors. Any connection, connection node. By the way, I'm jumping all over the place, but you see the class names: node schema connection, then node draw connection, then node schema inputs. So this is connection node, any connection, connection node, there we go. And then I jump to node schema outputs because they are just close to each other. And yeah, again, I could possibly have one method that has these both, but that was too much problem because, you know, first of all, we are dealing with different things, although the naming is close to each other, but we are dealing with all different type of slots there. And also I wanted to keep them separated because if you want to have different type of layout on your drawing GUIs, then you can. And here finally, connection node. And hopefully I didn't screw anything. Let's see. And yeah, this won't work. Draw, delete, create a test, and remove this. connect, and it should be kept serialized. And I forgot to remove that debug thingy. I hate. Where was that debug? Where was that debug? Here. Okay, so if I load Unity now, and you see it kept its serialization, every data, everything, and I'm happy. Now, I effectively made it so that our system can now have something more being expanded upon, especially on input outputs. Okay, on outputs, I will have a public virtual that returns a bool, and I will say valid connection slot, and I totally put it in wrong class. I didn't mean into outputs, into inputs. There. Okay, and by default it returns true, so every output slot will be acceptable, valid connection slot. So every output will be valid for every input. But later on we will see that in next episode, actually, I think we will develop more output types, more input types, and they will accept only and only few types of each other, and that is when we want to deal with this validation. And right now that I'm on it, when I'm checking the validation, I will say if not input, no input dot related input dot is what the heck, is valid connection slot. So is valid connection slot, the slot that we want is the parent graph dot active output dot related output, and here I need to accept a node output. Okay, so and how about active output, so that we keep it consistent. So if it's not, then well, yeah, I can do this in one go. Control X. If the connection node is not acceptable or the slots are not matching each other, then we want to do all these things and return. Okay, so basically what I did is that I developed the ability for myself that if I'm trying to hook a vector tree output to an integer input, that won't work. Okay, you will see this functionality in next episode when I'm generating more input and output types, and you see that I'm doing it on the input and output, not the schemas, because if we want to have different types of input and output, actually, yeah, if we want to have them, then they have to sit on common, not the schema, because the schema is something else, and not in these guys, because these guys are using the top common solutions. We need to basically put it inside common IO so that everything gets access to it, and on runtime we could read the output values of each node output properly. Okay, that is why I'm putting them here, and yeah, whatever. So until next episode, Have fun, everyone. Bye-bye.